Between the crossfire. Pairing Ghost, ex-soap, ex-listener. It all started with a smirk and a half-sipped hoodie. You weren't even cold. Just knew how the fabric clung to your chest when you forgot to wear a shirt underneath. It was enough to make Soap trip over his boots once, and Ghost mutter something under his breath that definitely wasn't professional. Task Force 141 wasn't used to anyone like you. Sharp with your tongue and looser with your morals. You didn't mean to mess with their heads, but it was hard to stop once you realized how easy it was. Especially with them. Soap was all cocky smiles and loud flirting, and Ghost was all silent and seething stares, both of them dangerous in entirely different ways. And both of them were clearly into you, no matter how much they tried to pretend like they weren't. Tonight you may have pushed your luck. The team was holed up in the safe house after a tense extraction. Everyone was sore, tired, and buzzing with leftover adrenaline. You came out of the shower wrapped in a towel, damp hair hanging down your back, brushing past the boys in the hallway like you didn't notice the way their eyes followed. But you did notice. Jesus, Soap exhaled behind you. You turned your head just enough. Something wrong, Johnny? You asked. He looked like he was holding the last shred of his sanity. You're playing with fire. You grinned. Okay, then come burn me. Ghost was behind him, leaning against a wall, arms crossed, that skull mask hiding everything but the heat in his gaze. You made eye contact with him as you let the towel slip just a little, enough to show the side of your hip with the faintest hint of a tattoo no one but you had seen yet. Soap saw it too. Fucking hell. You patted Dip barefoot down the hallway, hips swinging, pretending not to hear Ghost's low growl. The tension boiled over in the armory the next day. He leaned on the table, cleaning up your rifle, back arched just enough to draw attention. Ghost stood behind you, saying nothing, but you felt his eyes burning into the curve of your back. You stretched with a soft noise and bent over a little further. You like teasing, don't you? He muttered, but you didn't turn around. I like attention. Ghost stepped closer, close enough that his body heat pressed into your back. You're playing a fucking dangerous game, girl. I know, you purred. But you're not stopping me. A gloved hand came down hard on the table beside your head. Don't push me. You turned to face him slowly, licking the bottom of your lip as your eyes tracked up his chest. Maybe I want to. Soap's voice cut through the tension like a whip. Everything alright in here? You both turned and Soap was in the doorway, arms crossed, an expression unreadable, but tight with something volatile. Jealousy. Frustration, possession, you didn't exactly know, but you were keen to find out. Peachy, he said sweetly. Ghost was just admiring my form. Uh-huh. Soap stepped in, eyes flickering between you and Ghost. Kinda seems like he was ready to bend you off that table. Ghost didn't deny it, and you smiled wider. What? Would that bother you, Johnny? Soap stared you down. Depends. Would you let him? You shrugged. Maybe. Maybe not. The air between the three of you was suffocating now. Tension, anger, it was all wrapped up in your twisted little triangle. Later, you found yourself sitting on the edge of your bunk, legs crossed, wearing little to nothing but a sleep shirt that barely covered your thighs. You were scrolling on your phone when the door opened and Soap stepped in. He shut it behind him. Hard. You enjoy making me crazy, he snapped. He blinked innocently. You mad at me, Johnny? He strode up to you. You think this is funny? Winding us both up like this. You tilted your head. I think you liked it, the way you looked at me. I know you were picturing it. Soap growled over his throat. You want me to do it right now? Is that it? I want you to be jealous, he whispered. So what are you gonna do about it? In one motion, Soap grabbed your jaw, tilted your head up, and his lips crashed onto yours with a force that made you actually gasp. His hand gripped your thigh, yanking you towards the edge of the bed. You're mine, he growled against your mouth. Okay, prove it, he shouted back. Just as he began to push your shirt up over your belly button, the door slammed open. Ghost. He stood there like death itself, black gear still on, mask tilted, and his eyes locked onto the scene. Soap didn't flinch. Close the door, mate. Ghost stepped inside slowly, then locked it. You seriously starting without me? He asked, voice low and rough. I don't share, Ghost snapped. Good, Soap said, because it doesn't exactly belong to anybody. He watched, and your breath caught between your ribs as the two men stared each other down, but slowly turned to you. Tell us, Ghost said. You want me or him? Your mouth parted, but no words came out. Soap's hand was gripping your thighs. Ghost was watching like he was ready to devour you whole the second he got permission. You smiled wickedly. Both? For a second, no one moved. Then, Soap groaned. You fucking brat. Soap tilted his head as Ghost looked at you. You really want us both? Shit. You nodded. Make me regret it. And just like that, they pounced. Soap's mouth was back onto yours, and Ghost's hands were tangled in your hair, tugging your head back as they leaned in, mask grazing your cheek. You don't get to tease and run anymore, he said. You wanted the attention. Well, you've got it. Their hands were everywhere. It was so overwhelming that you couldn't even explain what was happening. When the room finally fell quiet, mere hours later, you were sprawled across the mattress, sweaty and marked up like the battlefield. Ghost leaned against the wall, shirt off and chest heaving. Soap sat beside you, brushing your hair out of your face. You looked between them, dazed and satisfied. Well, he said hoarsely, that escalated. Soap chuckled. Still think this is a game? No, you sighed. But I won. Ghost's eyes glinted behind the mask. Careful, love. You haven't seen what losing looks like yet. And somehow he wanted to. All over again.